Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid, just going on to Bitcoin. We've got a CoinsKid quiz. So I know a lot of people were looking at this high in July being the high for the crypto market cap. Like I said to you, the validation for me that was not the high, and we did experience some kind of bull trap on Bitcoin right there and some kind of bear trap on the DXY, is the fact that the total market cap never made a high, and equally Ethereum, which is your number 2 coin that we do pay attention to. So I was showing the confluence in those two charts, as well as the likes of Pepe and things like that this could potentially be an impulsive wave one, where things started to go a little bit insane towards the end of that. When Bitcoin corrected, we got the Pepe breaking out, and at that point that's where Ethereum began its ABC correction as well. So if I drop the Ethereum chart in right now, take a look, and the Bitcoin chart, we drop the Bitcoin chart in as well. So Bitcoin will be blue and Ethereum orange. You can clearly see at this point here we've got a beautiful 5 waves up on both charts. Okay, and it's at this point, the exact point in April of 2023, this year, we start to come down in this big corrective wave. Do you see that? The overlapping waves, corrective waves. And at this point, everyone thought that this was the high, but like I said to you, at this point I think that we've had some kind of bull trap on Bitcoin and a regular B high, and at this point we're looking at some kind of C wave, and the confluence of that is the total market cap, the DXY, and the likes of what Ethereum's doing, the vast majority of altcoins, and the fact at this point here we did see Pepe go insane, which is usually what you see at the top of an impulsive move. So I think those times will come again, but right now, unlike the total market cap and unlike Bitcoin, Ethereum has not necessarily broken out yet and took out the April high. So we need to keep an eye on that, because obviously if Ethereum's looking good and it breaks that high, I think you increase in that probability right there as well, that you've not experienced some kind of bull trap. But I have to respect the data, I have to respect the charts right now, and the fact that you have took out that April high here, and you are closing above this close here as well, which you close in April. Technically this is a break. So respecting the price action at the moment, we have got clear higher highs and higher low structure at the moment in this chart, the total chart, and then we've got the confluence of Bitcoin playing that game as well. But Ethereum is lagging behind, and this is usually what we do see when Bitcoin breaks and slows down, that altcoins play catch up. And I've spoke about this scenario for many times. So again, going forward, it's all about the structure, it's all about support. Lose a 20-week EMA on this particular chart, on the Ethereum chart, on the Bitcoin chart, is a sign of weakness basically, and a potential wave 3. You don't usually lose the wave 3 at 20-week EMA on either of those charts unless you're in a macro correction. So going forward, lose that at any point, then you're in a macro correction where you potentially come up, make a lower high, retracement to the high, 786 or whatever. We'll look at that in time when it happens, because it will happen. These things always happen. What goes up must come down, and we'll act accordingly. But at the moment, let's just respect the data, respect the pump. This is exactly what we're going through. So I'll dive into Bitcoin chart in a moment, because we look as though we might potentially be creating some kind of bull pennant. I did post this on Twitter, I think Saturday morning. I'm looking at that, so we'll dive into the chart in a minute. But I do show you confluence in other charts. Okay, so the DXY, obviously we're looking to break down that particular chart. Please check out the XRP video today, because there's a really important setup in that. Again, the bull market support for XRP. Now the one thing is, in this channel, okay, so far so good, we're nailing it, but I can't guarantee anything. Please remember that everything I talk about is it's a game basically of probabilities and what ifs, isn't it? And I hope you understand that by now, that I can't predict the market to an absolute. I've not got a crystal ball, but when things are happening in the charts, it's data, not emotion. This is what you have to respect overall, over everything. Okay, over even if Paul said it's going to go up or Dave said it's going to go down, it's the data that suggests that. And this is something I try and educate you and relay into space. So going forward, the 20-week EMA data suggests that in a wave 3, if what we are right now is in a wave 3, we lose that. Your wave 3 is over. Really is simple. So the wave 3 is always the most powerfulest move in a move, basically. So if we are in a wave 3, this thing is just getting started. Okay, so enjoy the show. Let's dive into the Bitcoin chart right now and see what we can see. So looking at Bitcoin on the weekly, this is my primary count, and it was never invalidated on the way down. Obviously it can still be invalidated in the way that it would be invalidated if you turn a corner and you drop, you start to lose this green trend line. I think there'll be a bearish little statement from Bitcoin, to be honest with you. We start to lose the 20 from here, lose all this support, lose this low, start to come back down here. You can clearly see we're losing this ascending trend line. So I think that's a bearish statement if we do start to do that, and it will begin to invalidate this count, and then you'll have to look at a bearish count, which at the minute I think is less probable with Bitcoin, but obviously anything can happen. This is Bitcoin. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. It's so volatile, as your pants down. You think it's going to go in one direction, then it turns a corner and goes in the other direction. But respectfully, at the moment, what we've got at the moment from this bottom here, this beautiful level of support on this trend line, which we created since 2017, the ABC creating that particular level of support, not losing the 20, parabolic mania below top, compression leading to expansion, drop. Look at that big drop, creating this beautiful trend line again off this trend line. What we would do, beautiful ascending triangle, broke out into this resistance, pretty much like we've done here. Beautiful ascending triangle, W double bottom pattern. pattern, broke out into this resistance. We're doing what we've done before. So right now we could be at the point where we're broken out right now for Bitcoin. So we would expect some confluence in other charts, which we're getting obviously, and equally confluence in the RSI, which is exactly what we're getting. Let me relay this to you. So if you remember from this low here, the Corona dump, and then this dump here, I was looking at this level here being exactly the same as the Corona dump level. So I was looking at a big impulsive move into the 70 level, like we got there from Corona as well, into that high there. I was looking at this, a potential scenario that this is a good area with confluence of the April high, that it's just, you're doing exactly what you've done off the impulse of this Corona dump into the 70 level. This would be a sweet spot to take profit, and we're looking at a macro correction at that point, and that's exactly what we got. So we've come back in that ABC just there, and right now we bolted, okay? And what we did in this particular move here, when we took out that high, we confirmed the continuation of the uptrend. So you've come up impulsively, ABC correction, another impulsive move. So you've done exactly the same here, off this low, which is pretty much exactly the same area as a Corona dump right there, the pure blood and fear with a bullish divergence as well. You've come up to the 70 level, ABC zigzag correction, ABC zigzag flat correction. So you're creating divergence in the RSI as well as the price action, creating a bullish divergence because you've got a low there and a higher low, and you've got a low and a lower low. This is something I pointed out to you. And equally there you've got the high, sorry, you can't quite see it, you've got the high and equally the high, so you've got a divergence, and this is something I pointed out to you as well. There's confidence that is a bull trap, basically. That's a B wave high, it's a bull trap. So at that point, you're looking for a pullback, and then you've got to be patient, wait, see where you go to, look for the 5 waves. We found them, we counted them, and then you've got your accompanied bullish divergence, which I was showing you as well, okay, to back up the theory that correction was in right there. So obviously we're breaking out, and right now we have to respect what's going on here. For Bitcoin, we've took out this high, so effectively we could be where we were in 2020. If you look at the time frame on that candle as well, where is it? October leading to November. Where are we? October leading into November. So it was exactly the same point, taking out that high as we're taking out that high in the RSI and the time, basically. So in theory, if we get something like that where we come up and take out the highs, for Bitcoin, it would not surprise me, because this was a wave 3, and right now this is a wave 3, okay, off the same scenario in the RSI. So there's a little bit of confidence right now that we are lining up for a big monumental move, a vertical in the Bitcoin chart. And this is something I was relaying to you in this correction here going sideways. I said to you, the 5 waves down, there looks as though some kind of vertical here in this chart, because in theory, if it's a wave 3, that's what wave 3s are, the verticals. So if we do start to come up, we really take off into space here, it would not surprise me, and then it would actually validate my beautiful count, the 1 ABC2, the 3 the ABC4, bottomed out on this beautiful trend line, which every time we come down to this, we bounce like an absolute boss, don't we? So right now we could be bouncing like an absolute boss at the all-time highs over the next few months here, and people least expect it. If it does start to take out the highs, fantastic. I'll show you all my targets in another video. There are targets that I've posted in multiple videos, but going forward, the invalidation of this move right now obviously is a breakdown in the RSI. Start to break down the RSI, that could be a clue, and equally losing the 20-week EMA, because this is typically what you don't see in a wave 3. And again, that's your bull market support for me. At any point from now, just kick back, respect the pump. If you break down below the 20, we're looking at a macro correction. At the moment, that 20 will keep creeping up in time. Currently resides at 28854. Let's dive into the average time frame and see what we can see for Bitcoin, okay? Looking at Bitcoin on the hourly time frame, then we've hit another level of resistance here and this potential trend line right now, haven't we? So people say trend lines, don't use them, but I think trend lines are boss. Get them into your charts, okay? So we've hit this resistance, there's your support, resistance, support, and right now I've had another leg of resistance right there. So I think a really bullish statement from Bitcoin will be taking out this descending trend line. I think at that point, if you take out that resistance, you could absolutely entertain along with a stop loss on the swing low from wherever it is at the time, absolutely, to minimize your risk right there. But I think taking out this resistance would indicate, you're getting continuation, and losing this ascending level support would indicate you've got a bit of a short here coming back down to grab some more liquidity and shake some of the late longers out. Basically, this is how the market works. It has your pants down, basically. So there's no guarantees that just because you come up and you're going sideways, you're going to continue. Obviously, there's patterns that we notice. This could be some kind of bull pennant like this, and what we've got within the pennant is an A, a B, a C. We've just hit the D, and right now we're coming back in an E. This again, why I said to you, if you do start to break below this ascending level support, it will begin to invalidate the bull pennant. Now, if this is a bull pennant, which is absolutely could be, I've seen many of these over the years for Bitcoin, this could be the last leg of support, ascending level support before the big break. Now, if that is the case, you do start to come up, then this will be the technical target, roughly the top end of 37k, 38k right there, and you're getting a continuation where you've come up like this off a previous level of consolidation, you've come up, you've gone sideways in a huge 5-wave correction, before continuation. So again, I wish everyone the utmost luck, but if this bull pennant does play out, that will be the target. But we are looking for another pullback of a potential 5-wave correction, an A, a B, a C, a D, an E before continuation. This is what you do usually see, in these bull flags right there for Bitcoin. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that update. But right now, if we do break down, okay, and there's no guarantees, and if this is some kind of bar pattern, it's doing this, and everyone's building up long positions, late longs, and we do start to break down below this level of support, I will absolutely entertain a short. Okay, and my TP will be 31352. Why? Because that's the previous level of resistance, the God candle breakout. We've traded many of these in the past. When we break down, we consolidate in a range, we come back up, back test the God candle before continuation. This is no different to the upside. We come up, create a bar, back test the God candle breakout before continuation. So again, please be careful, be patient, wait for the break of resistance, and wait for the loss of that support before going short. There's definitely a trade coming here for the CoinsKid crew. Okay, wish everyone the utmost luck. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned. Back tomorrow with an update on Bitcoin. Thank you for support. Bye bye, everyone.